Hello students, welcome to today's class on Derrida's of grammatology. To begin with, Jacques Derrida, who was born in 1930 and died in 2004, was Algerian-born French philosopher who made important contribution to the philosophy of language, aesthetics and phenomenology. He taught at the Sorbonne from 1962 to 64, at the École Normale Supérieure from 1960 to 84, and at various American universities including Johns Hopkins, Yale and the University of California at Irvine. His major works include Of Grammatology, Writing and Differences, Dissemination, Positions, Margins of Philosophy, and The Postcard from Socrates to Freud and Beyond. So, talking about grammatology, we can say it is a term that Derrida uses to refer to the science of writing. Of Grammatology was written in 1967, and it is an examination of relation between speech and writing and of the ways in which speech and writing develop as a form of language. According to Derrida, writing has often been considered to be derived from speech, and this attitude towards the relation of speech and writing has been reflected in many philosophic and scientific investigation of the origin of language. However, the tendency to consider writing as an expression of speech has led to the assumption that speech is closer than writing to the truth or logos of meaning and representation. Derrida argues that the development of language actually occurs through an interplay between speech and writing, and that because of this interplay, neither speech nor writing may properly be described as being more important to the development of language. Moving further, we see that grammatology is divided into two parts. First part is entitled Writing Before the Letter, and the part 2 is entitled Nature, Culture, Writing. Part 1 describes traditional views of the origin of writing and explains how these views have subordinated the theory of writing to the theory of speech. Part 2 uses this explanatory method to deconstruct various texts in such fields as linguistics, which we see in Saussure's course in general linguistics, and anthropology, which we see in Lévi-Strauss' Tristis Tropicus, and philosophy in Rousseau's essay on the origin of language. Now, moving further, we see that logocentrism is the attitude that logos, the Greek term for speech, thought, law or reason, is the central principle of language and philosophy. Logocentrism is the view that speech, not writing, is central to language. Thus, grammatology, a term that Derrida uses to refer to the science of writing, can liberate our ideas of writing from being subordinated to our ideas of speech. Grammatology is a method of investigating the origin of language that enables our concept of writing to become as comprehensive as our concepts of speech. According to logocentrist theory, speech is the original signifier of meaning. I am repeating, speech is the original signifier of the meaning, and the written word is derived from the spoken word. The written word is thus a representation of the spoken word. Logocentrism asserts that language originates as a process of thought that produces speech and it asserts that speech produces writing. Logocentrism is promoted by the theory that linguistic sign consists of a signifier which derives its meaning from the signified idea or concept. However, logocentrism asserts the exteriority of the signifier to the signified. That is, writing is conceptualized as exterior to speech, and speech is conceptualized as the exterior to thought. I am repeating, writing is conceptualized as exterior to speech, and speech is conceptualized as exterior to thought. However, if writing is only a representation of speech, then writing is only a signifier of a signifier. Thus, according to logocentrist theory, writing is merely a derivative form of language that draws its meaning from speech. The importance of speech as central to the development of language is emphasized by logocentrist theory, but the importance of writing is marginalized. A signifier may be interior or exterior to other signifiers according to their relation to the signifier. Logocentrism asserts that speech has a quality of interiority and that writing has a quality of exteriority. However, Derrida argues that the play of difference between speech and writing is also the play of difference between interiority and exteriority. Writing cannot be fully understood if it is viewed merely as an external representation of speech. Logocentrism is inadequate if we want to understand the full importance of writing. The play of difference between interiority and exteriority reveals that writing is both interior and exterior to writing. So, this play of difference between speech and writing also means that interiority and exteriority are erased. The outside is and is not the inside. Outside and the inside become inadequate concepts to describe speech or writing. According to logocentric theory, speech may be kind of presence because the speaker is simultaneously present for the listener. But writing may be a kind of absence because the writer is not simultaneously present for the reader. Writing may be regarded by logocentrist theory as substitute for the simultaneous presence of writer and reader. If the reader and the writer were simultaneously present, then the writer could communicate with the reader by speaking instead of writing. So, logocentrism has thus here asserted that writing is a substitute for speech and or an attempt to restore the presence of speech. So, this is all for today. In our next lecture, we will be discussing about transcendental signified or which is metaphysical of presence. Thank you.